Hey folks, I'm making a short video here to demonstrate my little charger thing. Let me get this in. I just got done charging it, so it's got a full charge, and I'm gonna test it on something. I'll be right back. Gonna switch the lens over. So this is my anti-gravity batteries micro start PPS. I just got done charging it. Check the power button. Got all 5 lights, good to go. So, unplug it. I'm gonna grab my battery jumpers. Where are they at? Yeah, right there. The battery jumper adapter. And, I don't know what I'm doing. Okay. Now, we are gonna use this to try to jump start my 3/4 ton GMC Suburban. My battery died on me a few days ago, and I know there's some debate about what these things can do, and I'm gonna try to jump start my truck with it and see how well it works, if it works at all. So here we go. Hold on a second. Here's my battery. I got my red top, what do you call it? Optima, red top Optima battery. And I am going to see if I can jump start my truck. Now, unlike a good mechanic, I would have done some maintenance on this before all this happened, but why do today what I can put off until tomorrow, right? So I tried to start my truck the other day, and at first it started up fine, but then the fast idle was extremely high, and I don't know why. So I played with it a little bit. I guess I got it back down to somewhat normal RPMs, and then when I stopped it for a little bit so I can load some stuff into the back, when I went to start it again, the battery was dead. So I don't know why it started. Probably because it had that surface charge on it, now that I think about it. But anyway, I think my alternator is not working. I've been watching my battery gauge in the dash cluster looking questionable. Like the needle it'll start at or close to 14 when I first started up, but then the longer I drive the truck, the lower that needle gets. And it's never actually gone into the red before. Oh. So it's never actually gone into the red before, but it was always real close to the red, but it was still working. And I've done tests on it, and it wasn't charging at the full 14 volts, but it was still putting out a little over 13. So I left it alone, and needless to say, the other day it finally failed on me. And as well as the alternator, I've got some pulleys that need to be replacing and need replacing, and I've just been putting it off. So now that my truck is actually dead, thankfully I had my Jeep as a backup reserve vehicle to use that day. But I use my truck a lot, especially for hauling stuff and picking up stuff at the store and whatnot, and it rides better. The Jeep is awesome, but it's real bumpy, and like I said, with the tires I've got on it, the axle ratio is not correct, so I'll probably put the 31s back on, take off the 36s, just until I can get the axles resolved. So I don't drive the Jeep a whole lot, even though I love driving it. The truck is fun to drive. It rides a lot smoother. Jeep Wranglers, they're bumpy no matter what you do with them. So I've been driving the truck mostly, and it finally died, so I guess I gotta finally give it the attention it needs. I've been putting it off long enough. A good mechanic would have taken care of it as soon as they learned something was wrong, but I just decided to run it until it quit, and it finally quit, so now I gotta do something, which is good for me, because I can't think of the word. It inspires me to get the work done. So anyway, on with the clip. I'm gonna hook this thing up. I'm gonna hook this up and we'll see how it does. Let me find my key. Is this where a tripod comes in handy? I got the heater running in the background. Let's see what it does today. It's been a couple days since I've messed with it, so let's see what it does right now. And yeah, well, I don't expect you to see that. Got some lights. I don't know, yeah, you can't really see the battery gauge, but it's way down in the 9, less than 9 volts, and nothing. So, all right, here goes the test. Jump out here, doobie 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 doo. I don't know how this is gonna work or what you're looking at right now, but let's flip the screen around. Okay, so this thing, you got your little flap here. Plug it in. Got your positive. Positive. I don't know. Maybe I should have the tripod out. Anyway, hook up the positive. Hook up the negative. And, okay, so, all right, got the positive hooked up and the negative hooked up, and let's see what happens. Reach in here, still nothing. All right, so I guess this isn't strong enough for my truck. It's still got the 5 lights on it. If there is anything special you need to do, you can plug that in. It's all hooked up, right? So maybe the battery is way deader than I thought it would be. I mean, look, you can't really see that, but the needle is way at the bottom and we're getting nothing. So count that as a fail for the anti-gravity batteries micro start PPS. Take this off. It's not doing nothing. It didn't even look like it was connected at all. Positive. Just to be sure, let's try this again. Got the positive on. Terminal. Okay, so the positive is on. There. Negative. Right there. Looks like a good connection. All right. Got my lights on. Maybe I turn my lights off for this time. All right, let's see. Nope. My battery gauge needle it's still in the red, but it did bump up to the upper limit of the red, so it's probably what, like 10 volts? 10 volts or so. So I wonder if I give it a minute to charge, if it'll actually charge the battery enough. You're not supposed, I suppose that's what I normally do. I let it wait for a while. But let's see, let's try it again. No, it cranks it over a little bit, but not enough. Not enough cranking power for this application. So, 3/4 ton truck, GMC Suburban 2500, jump starting the battery. As far as I can say, no good. But it works for a lot of other stuff. I've used it on my lawn tractor. It works great for that. I haven't had to use it on a regular car yet, I don't think. Or did I? Maybe? I can't remember. I think I used it on my Jeep once and it worked. So it works on the smaller applications, but not on the 3/4 ton truck. So anyway, I've passed the 10-minute mark. Just a quick video. I will post this as soon as I can. I know a lot of people have questions about this thing. It does work pretty good for a lot of applications. As far as the iPhones and the iPads go, you really need to use the original Apple wire for it. Like the Apple adapters, I don't have any in here, but I think this thing, the little adapters it has for the new iPhones and the iPads, they don't really work too well. I mean, you have to, it'll work, but you have to fiddle with the wire to get the connection really tight, and as soon as you let go, it doesn't work anymore. So I mean, I guess it could possibly work. I think that's a fault with this wire, the adapter wire. The connector just doesn't stay inserted enough for it to work. But anyway, with the iPhone Apple products, I would highly recommend just using the regular Apple cords that come with those devices. But everything else I've used it on, like this video camera and my GPS, some other devices, it works great. And like I said, I've used it on my lawn tractor. It works great on the lawn tractor. I think I started my Jeep up one time with it, and it worked great for that. So it just depends. It won't work on your bigger trucks apparently, but it will work on cars and smaller stuff. But anyway, I'm almost at 12 minutes. I will post this video as soon as I can. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, like, do all that YouTube happy stuff. And I will see you again later on a different project. Later.